Hi, we are now going to move into our second session of Active Inspire. Active Inspire, as you know, is a software to use in order to interact with the whiteboards. So I won't bother into going back to recapping our previous session. If you want to do this, you can watch our previous recording. However, here are the items that we saw last time. So we looked essentially at how to use various tools and changing colors and thickness. What we are going to do in our session is really looking at authoring Active Inspire to your preferred settings. So that's quite important. We'll also look at importing from other applications, and then we'll look at some of the tools, and particularly text recognition tool as well as a shape recognition tool. Finally, we will save as a PDF so that whatever flip chart you have created with the nodes will be can be opened from anybody from anywhere. If you save your document as a flip chart, you will need the flip chart Active Inspire software in order to open it. So it may create some accessibility issues with your students particularly. Okay, so let's have a look at authoring Active Inspire. Okay, so in order to set Active Inspire to your preferred settings, you will need to go to Edit in the menu and go to your profile. Now in the profile you can see, if you look at my toolbox, I'll move it here so that you can see it better. You can see that if I can enlarge it and reduce it as I see fit. And that can be very useful depending on the clarity of the board, how large it is and where it's located, and also the abilities of your students. The second command that you can have, so let me move this one back to about 26. 26 is good for me. In the same way, you can see that my toolbox has got many tools, and you may not see those in your toolbox. It is because I've added them in. So for instance, the clock here, which I have here, I can highlight and remove. But if I wanted it back, then I would need to go back in here, highlight and add. And you can see it's here. I can move it up within my toolbox. Actually, I'm on the shape. I can move it up on my toolbox. Can you see it moving? It's now here. And I can move it up all the way to the top. Okay? So this is going to be how you control your tools within your toolbox. Okay? So it's done. So we've looked at authoring Active Inspire to your preferred settings by changing the size of the toolbox, as well as adding or removing tools within your toolbox. Now we're going to look at how to import documents from other applications. Okay? So in order to import, you're going to go File in your menu, and then you go to Import. And you can import PDFs or PowerPoints. PDFs, you can't import directly from Word, so if you want a Word document, you'll need to open it in Word, save it as a PDF, and then import it in Active Inspire. Now I'll import a PDF to show you how. So if I go to my presentations, open, here we go, and open. You can import it in many sizes. I've just kept my original size. Here we go. So now I've got my PDF, and I've got two separate flip charts. Okay? I've got a third one, but I'll delete it. Okay, so That means that I can present to my students, highlight important things and put annotations and say, well, this needs to be done by the 13th. Oh, it's difficult to write with a mouse. By the 13th of June, okay? Now if I move out and I move back in, you can see that those annotations are still there and I can save those, okay? So that's very useful. In the same way you can import from PowerPoint, and from PowerPoint you can import as either images or objects. Now what is the difference between the two? If you import PowerPoint as objects, all the elements within your slides are editable. You can change their size, their color, their location within your presentation, within your flip chart. If you import as images, that means that each slide is a photography of your slide, which means it cannot be changed in any kind of way. It is just an image of your presentation. Okay? Okay, so we can now say that we know how to import from other applications. Now we're going to look at the text recognition tool. Now I already have the text recognition tool within my toolbox, but if I did not, I would need to go into my menu on the top, go into tools, and then go into more tools, and I've got it here, handwritten recognition. I pick this up and I'm going to say on a new slide, let me move on, I'll say hello. Keep in mind again I'm writing with a mouse, and if I had misspelled hello I could have changed my spelling in here. Okay? So the handwritten recognition tool will just change your writing into a font. Okay? Then if you want to change that font, you'll need to highlight and make it bold, italic, change the size of it, and you decide really how you want it and where you want it located. You can even change the color of it. So I could have it in green. Okay? Similarly, we have what we call the shape recognition tool. So same thing, I've got it here. If I did not, I would go in there and take my shape recognition tool. And that means that I can have my shape sort of recognized, sort of. Yay! Okay? So the shape recognition tool will help you in hand-drawn geometrical shapes, while the text recognition tool will help you with type and changing it into font. My final point is to save as a PDF. So if I go save, I'll save my document as a flip chart. However, if I go to print, then I can export to a PDF. I can save it training 2, and I'm going to leave it on my desktop. Save. Okay, so now it's saved as a PowerPoint. So here we go. Let me open it for you, and so that you can see what it looks like on a PDF. That's of course if my PDF wants to open. Yay, here we go. Et voilà. And we even have our two shapes. That's it for this training. So I think we've covered everything. Goodbye.